So let me ask you this. Have you been in these kind of situations very often where people ask you not to overthink, that you're being too scared for no reason, that you need to face your fears, try new things, that you need to stop looking at the negatives all the time? If this sounds familiar, your brain is probably like a TV screen with a ticker running under it with all kinds of disclaimers all the time. It's like having an alarm system that is way too sensitive. So you need the alarm system because it's essential for your survival, but it's like a fire alarm that goes off every time you boil water. So we do not want to get rid of the fire alarm. What we need to do is recalibrate it so it works more efficiently. My name is Rai. I'm a former media presenter and director, and out here I break down all those things that help us curate our personality and create our own winning brand. In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 kinds of fears that cripple us, that keeps on making us back out of situations and not move forward. A long time back, I was having this argument, this back and forth with a colleague, and he suddenly said, "You know, Rai, not everybody has the same brain. Not everybody thinks alike." And obvious as it may be, this was the first time I was forced to think about it. So you have to realize that you have a very unique brain, and you cannot pressurize it to perform like another brain. So here we will not ask you to become a different person completely. All I'm going to lay down are some simple things you can do in order to make it run more efficiently. So consider your fear alarm like a thermometer that has been marked a little to the left. So every time a signal comes from this thermometer, we're going to measure it a little to the right. Can we do that? Let's see. Okay, let's first talk about the different kinds of fears we have. Oh, the most common type, the relationship fears. That he's going to break up with me, she's going to take all my money, my children are going to leave us when they grow up. Fears about relationship cripple us all the time. We make ourselves smaller. We often bottle up our feelings. We do not ask for what we want. We do not live our life to the fullest sometimes just to save a relationship. But in the end, relationships that live in fear ultimately and eventually break. And when they break at a very nasty point. And that's why it's important to catch it first. The problem is not the fear itself. The problem is not doing anything about it and living in a constant state of fear. Many times couples get divorced immediately after they have a child. You know why? It's because they were never afraid of losing the relationship. They were afraid of being alone. And when a child comes along, they know they're never going to be alone again. And that sets their mind free. And the relationship breaks apart. So what we think is a fear of losing someone is actually your survival instinct talking. So if you often find yourself very, very anxious in relationships, you need to check at your own survival strategies. Do you have good savings? Do you have a good job? Do you have the skills needed to survive in this world by yourself? If you do not have the skills and the resources to survive by yourself, you need to immediately start working on them. And now I'm going to talk about a fear that has been a nemesis for a lot of people since childhood. Learning different subjects, especially maths. Oh, how we have suffered, all of us, right? It's one thing to not be good at something, but to be terribly scared at it, just the thought of it gives you these jitters. That's not good. That's not healthy. Why is that? Again, we need to go back to the point that not everybody has the same brain. Not everybody learns the same way. So you have to stop pressurizing your brain to learn the same way as the rest of the class. Now, the strategy you can adopt for your learning fears is to do more, but to do slow. And when I moved to USA, I realized that driving is not an option. It's compulsory. Everybody has to drive. I started driving more, but I started driving slow. And by slow, I mean snail-pace slow. Actually, even slower than snails. For months, I simply turned on the car, backed in and out of the garage. For months, I never moved out of my garage. Then eventually I moved out into an open, empty parking lot. And I stayed there again for months. And that is how step by step, it took me months to go from one step to the other. But I realized that that is my learning pace, unfortunately. And I did not fight my learning pace. And same for any subject. Now you might say in real life, we don't have that kind of time. Yes, but you can do the same on weekends, on long holidays, summer breaks, session breaks. There will be opportunities. You just have to be mindful and grab them when they come. Some of us are really scared of new experiences, like trying a new food from the menu when we go to a restaurant, or making travel plans and going to a new place. You just want to go to a familiar place. I know a guy who keeps going to Goa. Actually, I know many people who keep going to Goa. I don't know what is it about the place. All their money has gone to Goa. And then one day when I packed up and went for this trip to Europe, he was like, yeah, I could go to Europe one time. The thing about new experiences, it's scary when you're doing it alone. But if you have a partner, if you have a friend who can help you get on that experience, it's much more easier. If you meet a person who loves to explore different kinds of food, once in a while make a plan and try like Cuban cuisine. I don't know. What's the worst that's going to happen? Okay, you can have a stomach problem. I see that. But jokes aside, it really helps to have friends who are always trying new things. You just have to go with the flow. Like my mom has worn a sari all her life. She feels uncomfortable in jeans, which is unthinkable for me. She is afraid to try on any new clothes, any new haircut. Like what difference a generation makes. Sometimes your inability to try new things could be just a generational curse. And I think traveling is the hack. Traveling is the key to breaking out of that mold. While getting into new experiences is optional, sometimes certain things are mandatory. Sometimes we are faced with fears we cannot avoid, like taking a flight or having a surgery or the labor pain of having a child. We simply have to go through them. And the only way to deal with that kind of fear is to tell yourself that the outcome is the same. Whether you are afraid or not afraid, the outcome is going to be exactly same, right? So the best you can do is enjoy the ride. So if I think to myself, if this was the last flight I was ever to take, what would I like to do before that? I would probably like to get myself a really nice coffee and maybe make a call to my family and tell them something nice. Then just do that. Do whatever is the nicest thing you can do just before that fearful thing you have to do. Because sometimes these are the cards we have and we have to play with them. And the most common fear that we all have to go through in life is performance fear. To sing on stage, to give a job interview, to propose to someone. My God, this starts in the very childhood and follows us till the end. And although the stakes are really low, the reason we are so scared of it is because our reputation is tagged to it. We feel like we're going to lose our reputation and that is going to be a forever thing. And there is a lot of anxiety management here. And I've made a separate video how you can manage your anxiety when you have a performance coming up. But in general, in order to deal with performance anxiety, you must make a plan where you make it easy on yourself. My name is Raya. I'm about to check out of this video now. But if you like the content, if you enjoyed listening to me, please do like and subscribe and let me know. Because this is a new channel. It's an absolute thrill for me to wake up and see 60 subscribers become 61 subscribers. So I would love for you to be my subscriber and see you in the next video.